Hi everyone, this is Carolyn Speaks, the State of the World on Thursday, May 6, 2021. So what is it? Good, bad, or indifferent? All three. Coronavirus is still with us. We have, I believe, over 580,000 fatalities in the U.S. now. Over 3 million fatalities in the world from this virus. And the U.S. has over 32 million cases, and the virus is spreading rapidly in India because they failed to provide good health care to their people. Because the president of India, Modi, was more concerned about being reelected. He's a Hindu and more interested in bashing the Muslims. He also held a large political rallies for his election, and also allowed pilgrimages for Hindus to come, and they became super spreaders. Okay. Now, the United States backs waiving the coronavirus vaccine patent rights after months of blocking talks, starting with Trump. Trump originally blocked waiving coronavirus vaccine patent rights, but now President Biden has agreed to have a waiver, waiving them. Then they begin the process, but the whole World Trade Organization, WTO, has to agree, and not all of them agree. In the meantime, people are getting sick and people are dying. The U.S. and other Western countries have put in a lot of money for doing research and developing treatments and vaccines for this virus. So the pharmaceutical companies do not own this virus, and they should not get anything. The money has been put in by various countries around the world. It belongs to all of us, not the pharmaceutical companies. And I'm sure it'll be very easy to find companies, good companies that can manufacture vaccine doses and ignore the pharmaceutical giants. All they want to do is make money. They've already made money. They shouldn't get any money because they didn't invest anything, and they've been paid for their work. Now, so that's the coronavirus. That's a story that's going to go on forever. Now, in the country of Colombia in South America, the Colombians are continuing to protest a fascist mafia type regime amid deadly police and military crackdown. Colombia, not too long ago, was a drug den, and supposedly that got cleaned up, and they have a government that's supported by the United States. No surprises there. But they've created a government with no rights. They're trying to put in a new tax reform plan that would benefit the wealthy and hurt the poor, so people are protesting. So we have a, a fascist regime there that wants to keep going as they have been. Now, Facebook has had problems with oversight of people who post on their sites. Facebook makes their money by letting companies, by selling ads, letting companies buy ad space, and they don't really monitor what they post. So people like Trump, I should say, posting disinformation, misinformation, and hate mongering and fear mongering, they let him get away with that because Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg was making a lot of money. But finally on January 6th, Facebook banned Trump, blocked his account completely, as did um, um, YouTube and what is the other called? Messaging site. So Instagram. So anyway, now Facebook's oversight board has said that the ban is valid, but unfortunately, now saying that it's up to Facebook to make the final decision. So someone named Shoshana Zuboff has said we can have Facebook democracy in the age of surveillance capitalism, but not both. So now the ball's in the court of Facebook to uphold the ban of Trump. There are other places where Trump can put out his poison, but Facebook has billions and billions of members. So I would recommend breaking up Facebook and banning uh, hate mongering, fear mongering, and uh, just making sure good content is put up there. For instance, Facebook has banned Palestinians from posting, asking for their rights, but they let Israel post whatever they want. So, anyway, I'm hoping Facebook will start a new policy of real content and not worry about selling ad space because they're billionaires now. They don't need to make more money. Very, very sad, but that's the way it is in the world. Now, Israel had a recent election, and the current prime minister did not get enough to form a government. So now the president of Israel has given another leader, Mr. Lapid, the chance to form a new government and see what happens. There's no clear winner. It's Israel's fourth consecutive inconclusive election and came as Netanyahu went on trial to face corruption charges. So the other leader, the opposition leader Yair Lapid, has called on Palestinians to resume peace talks if they agree to recognize large Israeli settlements in the occupied West Bank and East Jerusalem. Well, that is not very fair. I think the Palestinians should reject that and the land should go back to the Palestinians. It should go back to the original amount of land given to the Israelis by the UN in 1948, and or a everybody back their land and have a one-state solution. That's what I would do, but I don't seem to have much say in that. Now, a 16-year-old Palestinian boy, Saeed Odeh, was shot dead by Israeli forces in occupied West Bank. He was shot twice in the back by Israeli forces in a village south of Nablus. The Israeli troops then reportedly blocked an ambulance from reaching the boy for 15 minutes. He died before he reached the hospital. Another tragedy. So here's hoping that things get better for the Palestinians. I don't know when that will happen. Now, a former U.S. intelligence analyst, Daniel Hale, has been unexpectedly arrested and jailed ahead of the sentencing, which is scheduled for July 13th. In March, Hale pleaded guilty to one count of violating the World War I era Espionage Act for leaking classified documents about the secretive U.S. drone and target assassination programs. And that's very sad. I'm glad he leaked the documents because our government's supposed to be a democracy, all about fairness for everyone, and we're having secretive U.S. drone and targeted assassination programs. Not very good. I'm totally not in favor of those things. Okay, now, so that's a lot of news for today. A lot of things happening. A lot of things to think about. Okay, now maybe it's time for a little music. Past 2 days I've sang one verse each night of Good Night Irene. So now I'd like to sing the final verse of Good Night Irene. Okay. Go home, stop rambling, stop your gambling, stop staying out late at night. Go home to your and your family. Sit down by the fireside bright. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Okay, that was the last verse of Good Night, Irene. Thank you for joining us this evening of Thursday, May 6, 2021, for another meeting of Caroline Speaks, State of the World. I'll be back again tomorrow. And remember, stay safe, take care of yourself and others, wear that mask, practice social distancing, only go out when you have to, only socialize with those in your immediate household. And remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you. Stay safe. Good night.